Hello, everybody. Vanakkam, and nice to be here again. Now, today we're going to speak about a very interesting subject about sex and Tantra. Is better sex really there for anyone? Or is it more important that we have better sexual union? Union that is more deeper than the physical. From the 60s, I suppose, or even before that, the emphasis has been on better sex, on the new Tantra. Took a small part of Tantra. Well, Tantra is a way of life, okay? It's everybody's life, and sex is part of that life. But there's a big difference between the question of sex, better sex, and love. Now, first we come to a fundamental thing is this. Do people really in love? How can, first and foremost, to be in love, you have to be love yourself. Okay, to be love yourself is not something that comes naturally. It's something that has been ripped out of our system for the last, especially in the West, for the last, since the 60s, 70s, it gets even harder and harder. Remember that when you explore your body, there's an art to exploring it. Now, art you have to learn. You have to understand. You have to first understand your body. Now, how many people out there know their body? Now, when we talk about body, we always think about, oh, the physical body. The physical body is not the only body. The physical body is like your car, like a shell to carry you. You are the essence. Okay, the essence that you are is within your subtle body. Okay? It is not on your physical body. So how do we get into knowing our essence? Today is a very interesting day for us to talk because it's spring equinox. That's the germination. Time for germination. Time to create. Time when the sperm and the ovum meet together to create a new child that takes 9 months into the being until the summer solstice comes. So this is something which is the tradition, which has been followed for thousands of years. Today, people in India, the ones who are educated, so-called educated, think it's all about nothing. Why would we follow all this superstition? It is not superstitious. It's about a culture. It's about a way of life. It's about feeling inner strength, not about enjoyment. Enjoyment comes. Lasting enjoyment comes when you know yourself. Short-term enjoyment is when you don't know yourself. A lot of times when people say, I love you, I always ask them, first thing, find out whether it actually means I love you, or do you mean you need the person? It's I need you and I love you are two little simple phrases, but very complex phrase. Anyone that does not know the subtle body, has not connected with the subtle body, has very little hope to be loved or being in love. Because you can't see, a lot of times you find people giving their body to receive love. They have sex to find out whether they can be together. I mean, what a joke. Having sex to find out whether you can be together with someone is a joke. Okay? How many of you actually have done that? Been in a relationship to try it out? Which means basically you don't love yourself and you're trying to love yourself. You don't get into a relationship to try love. You first become love. First create the love within yourself. Knowing that you can love. Then there is strength in the relationship. Otherwise, the use by date is very short sometimes. That's why in the West, you find, especially in the US, you find divorce rate is very high. Now you don't hear that much of high rate of divorce in a lot of quarters because a lot of people are living without being married. Now, marriage is not something that you think about. I'm not talking about marriage where you go and sign the legal papers to say you're married so that if you divorce tomorrow, you can sue each other. But marriage is when two souls meet and find union in each other. And that is only possible if in today's society, thousands of years ago, I wouldn't question it at all. Because then women were born with the capacity to hold a family together and bring the husband to a certain point to make him feel responsible for the family. And that time also the role of a man was a bit more defined and the role of a woman was defined. Today there's no definition anymore. You find that the men are no more, they're not the prime providers. The women have to work as well. So what happened is the women are wearing pants like the men are. So then their response to the marriage is also on that same equal footing. So there is no difference between the male and the female in how they perform within the relationship. Now, when we think in terms of marriage, we think of a particular date that we get married based on the nakshatras or the stars, okay? Based on the stars, you pick a date which actually makes both very ready to have a family. And you find that within 9 months, they already have a family, a newly married couple. Today, even those people who used to have this rich tradition have now gone into not following the tradition, not wanting, getting married, but not wanting to have a family. I'm talking about India now, okay? In India, marriage means family. Today, marriage to a lot of them means, okay, we get married first, we live together, and then we will have a family later. So what happens is in between the wife is under birth control, and the wife does a lot of the sacrifice. And she wants a child, but the man says, no, 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 we have to have our own home, we have to have this, we have to have that. We have to have security. The only thing secure in life that everyone has to realize is death. You're 100% you're going to die one day. Everything else is not secure. It's not important to have a house. It's important to be happy with each other and to support the need of each other. Say, a woman who wants to be a mother should be encouraged to be a mother. A woman who doesn't want to be a mother should be allowed to not have a child. But it shouldn't be that the man says or convinces the wife that she shouldn't have a child yet because they're not secure. If they're not secured, if he can't provide for the woman, he should never get married. I always believe that men are still, they're made to, they're created for that purpose, to provide and protect. So as a man, if you can't provide and protect, you shouldn't think of having a wife. Now, okay, it's into. Now the question here is there anything known as better sex? What is orgasm? There are two forms of orgasm, okay? One that comes from love, that even without touching each other, you feel the orgasmic energy moving in your body. Knowing that you're going to meet each other, say if I'm going to meet someone at 7, by 5 o'clock, knowing I can finish work, the energy starts moving. Then the energy, you start feeling the energy. Not from your heart, which a lot of, another fallacy, everyone says love is from the heart. Love is expressed from the heart, but love doesn't come from the heart. When you were young, when you first love, you have butterflies in your stomach. Second love, you probably have butterflies in the stomach. By the time you go to the third one, it's from the brain. The butterflies in the stomach is the one indicator that you are in love. Okay. Having said that, now, can your love energy that you have, that butterfly, can it fly? For it to be able to fly, your subtle body, you have to do sadhana. In the old days, everybody did sadhana. Today, sadhana is very rare thing. Like I have a lot of students, but I can count with in my finger the ones that actually do every day their sadhana. Okay? Now you can do 2 hours sadhana to become really powerful a day, or you can do half an hour sadhana to feel your body, to feel every day half an hour, to feel your subtle body. Okay, it's only feeling. It's not going to make it stronger, but at least better than not doing any sadhana. Because when you can feel yourself, your subtle body, then you know that you can also feel love when the time comes. But when you don't feel your Kundalini energy, you don't feel your subtle body, how can you say you're in love? Okay, the other thing is this, don't blame yourself for not being there. Because thousands of years we've been disempowered. Religion has made us feel sinful. Thank God Tantra doesn't make you feel sinful, because there's no such thing as sin in Tantra. But generally speaking, that guilt, it's a social thing. to a lot of my Western students. So we got to give up that concept of sin and the concept that sex is bad. Sex is beautiful as long as it is a union between two people. It's not about gymnastics. It's not about better sex. Nothing, sex would never be better if the energy of love is not very strong within the being. Now, how do we energize this little being of ours? How do we forget, not, we don't focus on the vehicle only and get into the body? It's basically with Bija mantras. Every teaching, everything that I talk about, eventually will come to Bija mantras. Because the Bijas are the real things. With Bija mantras, you go within, you find. Now, if you go to YouTube, you find a lot of them singing mantras. In singing mantras, you don't connect to your energy. Because mantras are not meant to be sung. It is in the scripture that it has to have a spoken, because you need to put breath and sound together to feel the energy moving. If I did Om Namah Shivaya, Shivaya Namo, okay, with my voice I can feel it in my heart. But the rest of the body, you have 72,000 nadis, and all these nadis got to be activated for you to even feel orgasm. There's a big difference between genital orgasm and real orgasm. A lot of people feel genital orgasm and consider it real orgasm. Orgasm lasts for days. And if you did sadhana as well, your orgasm is permanent. You're always in an orgasmic state. You know, it's those who know, and the Mohima, they will know. Those who, I mean, you can't know her because she's not in the physical form. Those who hear about her, she was always in the orgasmic form. For that matter, a lot of the masters of, gone the days before, like Swami Shivananda, during her time, a lot of the saints were really in an orgasmic state. Today, with the Hollywood style, since Osho, the Hollywood style gurus have come into picture. The more disciples you have, the more pressure you have, the more energy you got to expand. Eventually, you don't have energy for yourself. So, it is better for a teacher to have very few students, expend the energy, and let the energy serve humanity, rather than having a lot of disciples who never get taught anything other than in satsang. I mean, I have students that I individually teach. Individually, I teach them. And sometimes it takes me months before they can actually do their sadhana properly. It's not about doing mantra, it's about doing mantra, also working out how your thinking is and how you have to live in this world. When I first started the online teaching, I made the fee fairly low. My usual fee is about 135 an hour. But for the online, I made it 48 US per hour. only reason for that being is that that would be cheap enough for people to have me as the mentor in their journey so that they can meet me every week and learn not just doing mantras, but also the work out their thinking. Because you got to, doing mantras are great to reconnect with your subtle body. But reprogramming your thinking also has to happen. Because otherwise, you get rid of the programs in yourself, then your head puts it back again. You get rid of it again, and your head puts it back again. So this journey of going, you need someone to talk to as a student. That is why in the old days, people stay with a master for 5 years, 10 years before they actually are ready to take their full journey. Today, everybody wants it, in a hurry. Sorry, you can't have anything in a hurry because that's the reality. So now we come back to the question of better sex or sexual union. The only thing real in life is sexual union. Because the Shiva and Shakti energy within you have to first be in harmony. Because if your left and right side of your body are not in harmony with each other, so your nature is not in harmony. Your nadi system wouldn't be in harmony. Your guna system wouldn't be in harmony. Rajas, tamas, and sattva, they won't be in harmony. When these two elements are not in harmony, how can you enjoy better sex or even be in love? So you have to harmonize your breathing first. Your left nostril, your right nostril, and your sushumna, the central nostril. You have to create a rhythm and bring them together. And then you have to learn mantra. Like a good mantra would be Chinnamasta mantra. Now, if you go on YouTube, you go anywhere, if you ask the Chinnamasta mantra, they sing it all in a row. No, each of the bija mantras have a purpose in that mantra. When you talk about Hreem, you talk about right side of your body. When for the Shreem, you're talking about the left side of your body. In Kleem, you're talking about the Sushumna, going down to your base chakra. Before I changed the mantra of Chinnamasta, putting Kleem in it, because actually it's Shreem, Hreem, Hreem, I'm. So because for the, other than the Sushumna also, they use the word Hreem. You can do that, or you can do the Kleem. Then you go down to the base chakra, and then you bring back everything to the third eye in the Aim bija. Then Vajra Vairochini Hum Pat Swaha is cut off your ego. As long as your ego is in control, you find that your energy flow is not going to be great. So you need to learn how to get your energy to flow freely. To enjoy better sex or sexual union, your energy should be flowing. It is not in the act itself that makes the energy flow. Even that love you have for the other person, the feeling that you have is orgasmic. because that love comes from you. The love, the expression of love comes from your subtle body, not your physical body. But the ones that all of you learn in Tantra workshops and all that is, physical. You think about pouring ice on a person, or pouring alcohol on a person and licking it, or using feathers. I remember once when I was in DC offering a workshop. It's about touch, love and touch. So when it came to the touch part of it, I was teaching how to touch in a nurturing way. One woman who's been to a lot of their workshops in America asked me, "What happened to all the feathers and this, that, and the other? You have nothing." I mean, for her, everything is external. She forgets the energy in your fingers are more powerful than a feather. So when you develop your energy, you find that your touches, even just a slight touch, would make a person feel power. When love is there, your voice can create a lot of impact. Listening to you speak would give them orgasm. This is when two people are in love. If you cannot experience this, then you ask yourself a question. What am I going to do to make me a human being who can feel, enjoy love, and know how to love? That is the main question you got to ask. You can't learn it through better sex, because I know people who have been exploring better sex since the 77 that I started teaching. They're still trying to explore that. They're not exploring, they're not thinking about an enlightenment, growth, joy, peace within a relationship. They're not thinking in terms of long term. They're today, what can I do to enjoy? What attracts my eyes? What about my feeling? The feeling question is very seldom. There is the type of feeling that comes from the brain. There's unspoken feeling that comes from within. That feeling that comes from within is most important, not the one that comes from the brain. Because the brain does shopping list. The brain has a shopping list of saying, "Oh, she's the one I want," or "He's the one that I want," because of this. Love hasn't got question. Love hasn't got reason. Love is love. You can't quantify it. You can't give reasons for it. And when you love, you know that that is true. So, learn to do bija mantras. I will give you a few bija mantras that you can do. First, we'll do Chinna Master Mantra. Shreem Hreem Kleem Aim Vajravairochini Pat Swaha. If you notice, I'm not in a hurry. So the first sound, I send Shreem to the left side of my spine, Hreem to the right side of my spine. That's where the nadi flows. Kleem, I send it to the central channel. I pull all the energy back to my third eye. I keep focusing on my third eye and do Vajra Vairochini Hum Hum Pat Swaha. So I tried get rid and burn all my ego. Doing it once is not going to get rid of your ego. You got to keep practicing it every day. Then you may find that the ego will disappear. Ego is most active when you're not confident of yourself. Ego is less active when you have a lot of confidence. So you need the energy, you need the power. And Bija mantras will give you the power. The next Bija mantra I'd like to share is, first one is Om. Now when you do Om, you want it to go to your third eye. So you want to clear the cobwebs that are around your pineal gland and your pituitary gland, especially your pineal gland, because that's the one that allows you to see. When I mean see, not from blind eyes, but to see things more clearly in life. So you go, So the O is very short, the M is very long. Sorry, I have a cough. Then the next sound is this. You do the I'm in the same way. The Bija mantra I'm adds power to the Om. So you go I'm. So the AI is short, the M is long. I'm. Then the next mantra you want to do is Glum. Glum is for Ganesh. He gets rid of the cobwebs in your spine. When he gets rid of the cobwebs in your spine, then the energies can flow better. Then you go Glum. Glum. So you use the word glum, Glaum, to move the energy down your spine. So if you do things, you learn to do Bija mantras this way, in a proper way, from a teacher, you find that on the long run, you will reconnect with your physical body. Your subtle body. Once you reconnect with your subtle body, you find that you have peace of mind, you have power in your hands, and you grow. Then the other one is just always do Ganesh Mantra before you do anything in life. Ganesh Mantra, again, you watch how you do the Bija mantras. So here you want to go down to your base chakra because Ganesh resides in the base chakra, and then you want to clear your spine all the way from your brainstem right down to your base chakra. Then you go Om Shrim Shrim Klim Glum Gan Ganapadaye Namaha Om. You do that for as many times as you can until you feel the energy in your spine is a lot more clearer. Then you also find that the planets will be less, you'll be more in harmony with the planets around you. And for women, the moon cycle will be better. So you need this balance. You need the balance of the male, the female within your body. You need Ganesh to get rid of the obstacles you have or the cobwebs you have around your spine so that the energy can flow better. When you can do sadhana like this on a regular basis, then you'll find that you can actually heal yourself and become more responsive to love, and also share and enjoy love the way you meant to do. And when you do that, then your sexual union with your partner becomes meaningful. So it's not something where you enjoy orgasm for the night, but that orgasmic energy remains with the both of you. You're connected in the morning, you're connected in the afternoon, you're connected even when you're not there together. You can be at work and still feel the presence of your wife or your husband. Okay, you can feel their presence in around you when that energy of love mixed with the energy of union brings orgasm. That union has to happen. The Shiva and Shakti dance has to happen between you and your partner. For the Shiva and Shakti dance to happen between you and your partner, you have to first have the Shiva and Shakti within you dancing with each other. That is the principal start of orgasm. If you can't feel orgasm on your own, how can you feel orgasm with a partner? Remember, I'm not talking about genital orgasm. I'm talking about orgasm that runs right through your whole body, that lasts for days and then. And when you keep having this orgasm regularly, you find your spiritual growth also happens. Make sure that when you're making love, you're not thinking in terms of getting multiple orgasm and how many times you do it. You have sex with your wife is not, your partner is not the important factor. The important factor is this: every stroke that you make, does it come from within you? Does the energy within you move? When that energy can keep moving, that's when the relationship is real. So when you think about forming a relationship, first prepare yourself. Those who are in relationship, I say, don't give up your love, but do your sadhana so that your relationship will improve. Always have this, like when in a partnership, sometimes you find the female partner is doing sadhana, doing yoga, doing meditation, doing everything, and the male doesn't want. When both partners don't do sadhana, that means you have one, the energy is flowing, and the other one, the energy is not flowing. So you're not going to build a great rapport. But the most important thing, the energy within a woman has to grow. Because she's the container. She's the one that carries the man on the journey towards higher things. Her yoni power is the creative power of the universe. So through her yoni power, she can give you strength. But you, as a man, cannot give her anything. You can only plant the seed. if she wants to be a mother. When it comes to real, so as men, you better start thinking how much you need your partner to be happy, how much you need your partner to become strong. The stronger she is, the more helpful she is in your life. The weaker she is, the more damaging she is to your life. So if you disempower your partner, which like a lot of men have done for thousands of years, out of fear mainly, because they don't like the power of a woman. But remember that the women were not the threat. It's the ego of the men that made it that way. Until today, we're still scared of women, scared of their power. Mind you, they're not as powerful as they used to be. Imagine if you were in the time when they were powerful, you probably would never even go near them. It'd be that if you're in this present way of thinking and they were like what they were. So think very carefully, because your happiness in this life and your journey to go home, which you came here for, would be a lot easier if it's a Shiva and Shakti dance. Not about just pleasure, but the dance, a dance that takes you to bliss. The dance between you and your partner that will take you to bliss. That's the most important part of the journey. Learn to do Bija mantras. You can find on my YouTube channel quite a bit of them. And if you think that you want to really commit to sadhana, you can always study with me online, one-to-one with me, or you can go to the School of Hindu Tantra, online School of Hindu Tantra, and register there in one of the courses, and you can learn about all the Bija mantras and how to do it, and you'll also see recordings there. Recordings of me doing mantras, recordings of even this live stream will be in the library. So thank you for being here. Vanakkam, and may the Mother bless you.